Happy New Year and welcome to the Culture Swally, a podcast dedicated to Scottish news and pop culture. My name is Nicky and I'm all by myself this week as Greg and I are enjoying some extra time off over the festive period. So this is our annual Best of the News special where we look at our favourite news stories that we've covered over the previous 12 months. Yep, that's right, it's a complete cop-out of a clip show, just like they used to do in shitty American sitcoms. So, if this is the first time you've listened to the Culture Swally, thank you so much for downloading, and this episode will give you a little taster of some of the stories that we cover on the podcast. And if you're a regular listener, thank you for downloading, and thank you so much for your support over the year. So why don't you kick back, relax, and enjoy our favourite news stories from 2023. Okay, I'm excited, because this is the only time of year I get to say this. Cue the jingle.
Hello, this is the Outer Hebrides Broadcasting Corporation, and here is what's been going on in the news.
In January, on episode 66, we looked at the 1998 BBC Scotland TV drama Looking After Jojo. Starring Robert Carlyle, the show is set on an Edinburgh council estate in the bleak 1980s and follows rising drug dealer Jojo McCann. But in the news, we met a woman who got a little bit of a shock when going to post a letter. And we also heard about how inmates at Saughton Prison were serenading one particular prisoner with a 60s classic.
Because of the smell, you know?
Oh, aye.
I ken that smell. Got it a while ago down Safeways.
Aye?
I ran into your fucking bird.
My first story comes from the Scottish Sun this week, and the headline is Brow Blast. I popped into my local shop and had my eyebrows blown off in a freak explosion. It was like something out of Casualty. So, I had a lucky escape, Greg, because I was in this shop.
Oh, you were?
The last time we were back in Aberdeen.
Right.
So, a mum has told how she nipped into her corner shop and had her eyebrows blown off in a freak explosion. Pam Milne, 55, said she was hit by a blast that filled her local Nisa store in Aberdeen with smoke. And there's photos of Pam. To be fair, her eyebrows are still there, but they do look a little bit singed, to be fair. Yeah. You know, like when you we used to smoke and you would maybe catch your finger hair on your kind of knuckle with a cigarette and it would be singed. It looks exactly like that in her eyebrows.
Right.
So shame for poor Pam.
So she's not quite the full RoboCop then, no?
No, not the full RoboCop.
Okay.
So poor Pam was forced to flee with two other punters. I don't know why they're punters. They're in a local shop. It's not a bookie's. And was left with a burnt face and no eyebrows. It's understood a window at the shop in the Garth D area. And when I say Garth D, this is literally when I got dropped off by a mutual friend. This shop is literally on the end of the road of the crematorium where my mum lives. I don't know. Where my mum's ashes are scattered. But it's literally at the end of that road, and I was in it when I went to go and visit her when I was back in Aberdeen. It's understood that a window at the shop in Garty was blown out and its electric short-circuited. Pam said, "It's the last thing I expected to happen. I only went in there to post a letter. I was at the front of the queue, and then there was a blast and a burst of flames. I was scared and pretty shaken up. It was like something at a Casualty." It's understood that the worker who was manning the till had their hair burnt in the terrifying incident on Tuesday afternoon. Everyone cleared out the shop. No surprise there, I'd imagine you would. Yeah. And waited outside for the emergency services to arrive. Pam was checked over by paramedics, but didn't have to go to hospital, although she struggled to get over what happened. She said, "I was burnt and sore for hours. I felt like I'd been under a sun lamp for too long." That's someone from Aberdeen, isn't it? Yeah. Like I got sunburnt. I've been under a sun lamp for too long. "It was pretty scary and I struggled to sleep that night. It was bad, but I suppose it could have been worse. It won't put me off going back to the shop though. It's happened now." That's a fucking great attitude.
Yeah.
The blast was blamed on a small gas cylinder, thought to belong to a heater that was behind the counter.
Right.
Staff reopened the shop, but then it was shut down again the following morning. One team member said, "We're more or less back to normal, but we're closing for an electrician to come in and do some work." Cops said they were made aware of the incident and assisted an ambulance teams and firefighters at the scene. They said that Operations Control mobilised 2 fire appliances and firefighters assisted emergency services. causes. One casualty was in the care of the Scottish Ambulance Service, and crews were left after ensuring the area was safe. So, I mean, as Pam says, that's the last thing I expected to happen. Yeah. She goes into a shop to post a letter and she gets a fucking gas explosion.
In her face.
Yeah. As I say, hopefully her eyebrows will grow back. They just look a bit singed. They don't look too drastic. But have you ever been in a shop or anything and an explosion's happened? Or
No, but funny enough, this week I've been away in Kuwait this week for work, and I was staying at a Hilton. I was having my breakfast, and it's the usual sort of hotel fare, kind of hot buffet with toast and things, and you've got to toast your own bread in those like conveyor toasters. You whack it in at the top, you go and get yourself a cup of tea, you come back, and if you've timed it right, your toast is gliding out at the bottom. So I was on a Microsoft Teams call while I was having my breakfast, and there's like signs every hotel that I go to in the Middle East. There's a sign that says only put sliced bread through the toaster. Right? It's in English. It's in English and it's in Arabic. So
is someone putting a whole loaf through the toaster?
Somebody had put through a couple of rolls, but the weird thing was they hadn't like even sliced the rolls. They just sort of chucked them in. So of course they were stuck at the top. So I'm sitting in the top shelf. So I'm sitting on this call, and the fucking toaster set on fire. Well, the rolls inside the toaster set on fire. No one's noticed, apart from me. The guy who put them in there is fucking wandering around, filling his plate up with whatever, like hummus and chicken sausage and all the usual shite that you get in a hotel breakfast in the Middle East, and just completely oblivious. And so I alerted the waitress, and she went over and sorted it out. But the guy didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'd done something like that, I would be full of contrition. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. I'm really sorry. He just got himself another couple of rolls and just stuck them in his plate instead of toasting them. Fucking arsehole.
Was he Glaswegian and wanted a well-fired roll? Or was he just haphazard?
I suspect he was from this part of the world, without profiling too much.
Funnily enough, I do remember when I lived in Dubai and I had a local pub I used to go to. I don't know if you've ever been there. Where my sister and brother-in-law used to live, Al Muntaza, there was a pub in this compound. I don't know how it existed, but it did. It was a fucking lovely little local boozer. And I used to go there every night, basically, when I finished work. I would nip in for a couple of pints. And there was two guys I would always kind of sit and drink with. One was a Dutch guy, actually, and the other guy was an English. And we're sitting just drinking pints one night, and then all of a sudden, like, all this smoke came pouring out the kitchen. And the kitchen was on fire. And it was like a massive fire. So these two guys, I mean, to be fair, I still consider myself as like not really an adult, but I would have been 28, 29 at the time. They were in their 30s and I think 50s respectively. They just like bombed into the kitchen, and they were genuinely like on the floor with like towels around their face and fire extinguishers putting out the fire.
Right.
And I just sat at the bar drinking a pint.
Having a fag.
Right. And they had to close the place, and I was quite upset. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I can
just fucking had to evacuate, you know?
I can tell you that it's still closed because my daughter's friend lives down in Al Muntaza, and the pub's been closed for a good few years. Apparently they can't find anybody who's willing to take it on. So
that'd be a great business opportunity. It was a bit of gold mine, that place. Honestly, fucking amazing. But yeah, that's the only time I've really been in an establishment that's not had an explosion but gone on fire. But never mind. I mean, I hope Pam's eyebrows grow back quickly and she's not too traumatized. I mean, she did say she'll go back to the shop, so it's fine, really. She'll be okay.
She'll be good. Yeah, she's
go back.
Clearly a salt of the earth Aberdeen wifey who just takes these sort of things in her stride, you know?
I don't know if she managed to get her letter posted, though. Well, that was the question, because she went in there to post a letter, but after the blast, I don't know if she managed to post it. So, Pam, if you're listening, get in touch.
How do you get puff in the jail? All you need is a wee bit cling film. You can cling film, it's called stretch and seal. That and a bit Nivea. For your butt.
So my second story, and I'm not, hopefully this won't trigger anybody. This is about the fugitive Nicholas Rossi, who has been in the papers quite a lot over the last few months. He's wanted in America over sex crime allegations, but he's been detained in Scotland at the moment, and he's told about how he's being bullied because by Scots prisoners because the American authorities are trying to extradite him back to the US to be tried for his crimes or his alleged crimes. But at the moment, he's in Saughton Prison in Edinburgh. And
good luck.
He claims he's being intimidated because the Scots prisoners keep singing to him, "Leaving on a jet plane." By John Denver. So he's currently on remand at the jail while the American authorities are trying to get him back. He obviously he denies these sexual assault allegations. He also denies that his name's Nicholas Rossi. He reckons that his name's Arthur Knight with a K. I'm not sure why. But today he told Edinburgh Sheriff Court that he's fallen victim to bullying, and he told the court that inmates insist on singing "Leaving on a jet plane" whenever they see him. Asking Sheriff McFadden for bail, Rossi said, I've been treated incredibly terribly. My wife is afraid to enter the prison. I've been treated terribly. I've been bullied on a daily basis. I've kept in my cell 24 hours a day. This includes singing of the song "Leaving on a Jet Plane" by John Denver. Rossi has also accused prison chiefs of the masterful sabotage of his relationship with his 8th set of lawyers during the hearing. He said his legal team no longer represented him in his battle to avoid extradition to America. Edinburgh Sheriff Court heard how his lawyers withdrew from acting for him after staff at the city's Saughton Prison allegedly told them he wouldn't attend meetings to discuss his defence. But today Rossi told the court this was a lie, and he was able to meet with his solicitor Andrew Docherty and advocate Mungo Bovey. That's a name and a half, isn't it? Mungo Bovey, KC.
In the summertime when the weather is fine.
Yeah, I wonder if he did a cover of Leaving on a Jet Plane. He said he was now going to represent himself in his extradition case and that he was saddened by the lawyer's decision to stop acting for him, but not as sad as he gets when the prisoners sing "Leave It." I just added that last little bit in myself. So that's him. That's old Nicholas Rossi, or Arthur Knight, or whatever he's calling himself this week. But it just made me laugh a lot.
It's difficult enough to get a chant started at a football match. How do you do it in prison? Like, you've got to rely on a lot of the other prisoners knowing that John Denver song to be able to sing along to it. I mean, fucking masterstroke from the inmates at Saughton Prison. I take my hat off to you if I was wearing one right now. I remember reading this Nicholas Rossi case, and we won't go into it too much because obviously we're not that kind of podcast. Yeah. Like we don't go into, stuff like that. But I do remember reading originally when this was happening and just being like, are you taking the fucking piss, mate? Like, it's obviously you. Yeah. Like, apparently the guy, Nicholas Rossi, has like a couple of distinctive tattoos and he's like refusing to show or something.
He claimed that he was in a coma as a result of COVID, and when he was in a coma, someone put these tattoos on him. That's what he reckons.
Yeah. I mean, that is the fucking worst, like, case of, my dog ate my homework, or I was pissed and I can't remember it.
Yeah.
What a defence. Obviously it's him. But, the fact he's in jail, obviously, great, because it is obviously fucking him. But I love the fucking never underestimate Scottish people, especially in jail. That is fucking amazing.
I tell you, if he ends up in one of those American prisons, he might long for the days when all they had to worry about was guys singing John Denver songs to him when they passed him.
I'm genuinely surprised at how creative they are, though. I thought it would just be like a, na 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 cheerio, cheerio, cheerio. But to come up with the creativity, whoever came up with that has got to be delighted that the whole prison is singing that. Like, they're going to be like this. I bet next time they get a visitor, they're going to be telling them, whole prison's singing my fucking song, eh? I started singing John Denver one night, and they're all doing it now, eh? Fucking magic, by the way.
Yeah, well,
fucking brilliant.
I would imagine that there's quite a lot of downtime in prison, so, do you know what I mean? It's like,
That's true, yeah.
They'll
be sitting scrolling through Spotify on their phones and coming up with, humorous songs.
What other songs could they sing to him to annoy him that are a bit in the same sort of vein? I wish I thought of this before.
Yeah, you kind of put us on the spot here. I don't know. So what? It's about basically going home.
He's been extradited. Well, which obviously nobody is extradited. Nobody wants to be extradited. So you know what I mean. So
do we know where he's been extradited to?
See, there was quite a big article because it kind of moved away from the hilarious bullying by the prisoners of Saughton. No, I don't think it just says America.
Okay, so it's not like it could sing like "Sweet Home Alabama" or something.
No, it's unfortunate. Or "All Gone to Look America" by Simon and Garfunkel. You could sing that. All gone to look for America. It doesn't say.
America by Razorlight. American Pie. I don't know.
Bye, Miss American Pie. Yeah, that would be quite funny because he is a bit fat. So it'll be quite. So yeah, if you're a prisoner in Saughton and he's still there and you listen to the podcast, maybe just sing the chorus of American Pie to him, just to mix it up a bit,
Is it wrong that I would fucking love it if we had listeners in Saughton Prison? I'd be delighted with that, actually. Yeah. Yeah, if you are listening, then let us know. Because if you're listening, you've obviously got a mobile device, so give us an email, cultureswally@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And tell us what else you're doing too.
Just make sure you bottle up your mobile when you're finished using it.
Yeah.
Bottle it up.
Bottle it up. Are you putting the brakes on his wheelchair on and leaving him in the shower block or something? And
oh dear. Anyway, so that's fucking Nicholas Rossi. What a twat.
No, you get chances in life, Jojo. Charlie's given me mine. I'm well fucking quoted round here, like. I've got 2 dogs and a machete. I tell you, I'm never without them.
On episode 69 in March, we delved into the Peter McDougall and John Mackenzie classic, The Elephant's Graveyard. Starring John Morrison and Billy Connolly, it tells the tale of Bunny, who spends his day hiding in the woods, too frightened to tell his wife that he's not really going to work and is actually unemployed. In the news that week, we heard about a French couple who were disappointed at being turned away from a restaurant, and we also met a washing thief who had a very strange use for the items that he steals.
I don't know you, do I? No. But if you tell lies, you should dare expecting to get caught. Sooner or later, you always get captured.
Well, my first story, and I don't want to say it's not a great story, but it is a good story. However, it's just one particular line in this story that I want to chat to you about and chat about our memories. So this is from the Scottish Sun this week, and the headline is "The Wrong Trousers." So a Scots pub has hit back at a French tourist who left a scathing 1-star review on TripAdvisor after being dress coded for wearing inappropriate trousers. The unhappy visitor took to the page to complain that they had been turned away from the George IV bar in Edinburgh for wearing trousers that went against the dress code. The disgruntled customer, who went by Joe on the site, explained that she and her husband had looked forward to trying the delicious food at the pub last month after hearing good reviews about the place. But her husband arrived wearing black Kappa tracksuit bottoms. The couple were turned away at the door. The diner said how they were left disappointed after not getting let in, and they said that they should have been told about the clothing policy when they spoke on the phone earlier that day. She wrote on the travel company website, "My husband and I are from France. My husband and I are from France. And for the first night in Edinburgh, we really wanted a nice pub where we could go and eat and listen to music at the same time." I'm going to stop doing that, actually, just in case. The pub was very well noted, and it looked delicious from the outside, so we decided to try and get in. My husband was refused at entry by a security guard that deemed his trousers inappropriate for the restaurant. Yes, these are thin sport pants, but we are tourists. We're not supposed to know about the clothing policies, especially for a pub that is supposed to be popular. And most of my husband's outfit was overall very correct. I want to add that I did try to call the pub earlier in the evening, but I didn't manage to get anyone. Too bad. Maybe someone would have told us about their clothing policy. We're very disappointed, and I don't recommend. We're currently eating at a pub that doesn't have live music. Too bad for us. But at least we were welcomed, and we're eating well. Bosses at George IV Bar have hit back at the customer complaints, and they have left a reply on TripAdvisor. And they've said, "We have a policy of no tracksuits or jobby catchers in the bar in the evenings."
Jobby catchers.
Most bars in Edinburgh have the same policy. We work hard to cater for our clientele. That's the end of the article. So, can you tell the reason I wanted to use that article, Greg? The use of the term jobby catchers. I have not heard that term in years. Jobby catchers. So, have you ever worn inappropriate clothing to a pub? I mean, where does the term jobby catcher even come from? I think we need to explain that maybe to our overseas listeners. I'm not even sure.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if I was going to speculate, I'd say that perhaps people who wear those types of tracky bottoms habitually tend to. The reason they're not allowed in the pub is they get a bit smashed, they get a bit carried away, and they sometimes shite themselves.
I mean, but would you go, okay, they're French, but then I wouldn't imagine going to a pub in France on a Saturday evening and getting in with Kappa tracksuit bottoms. Or Kappa jobby catchers.
Swinging by the tobacco in your jobby catchers. for a half pint and a brown cigarette.
I mean, fair play to the pub for obviously upholding their dress code. I just love the reply on TripAdvisor. It's so nice. We have a policy of no tracksuits, jobby catchers. So yeah, have you ever worn inappropriate clothing to a pub or anything?
I haven't. I mean, you and I and our mutual friend, we're always sort of reasonably sartorial when we're going out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if we're going out through the week, we would tend to put our best gear on.
It led me to think though, and that's one of the reasons I want to cover the story. Because I remember obviously when I was 16, 17 and I was going into town, and I would get into pubs and nightclubs, but I was always wearing dress shoes, trousers and a shirt.
Yeah.
And I think Aberdeen was quite bad for it for a while, but they did relax the laws after a while that, okay, you could get in with jeans on, as long as they were nice jeans. And then later on, you could get in with trainers on, as long as they were smart trainers. And then towards the end, it was just fucking anything. You could go in with, cons, ripped jeans and, a t-shirt. But back in the day when we originally started going out, you had to, on a Saturday night, especially, definitely. You had to wear shoes, trousers and a collar, effectively, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. You could wear a shirt, or you make it away with a polo shirt if it was a smart one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you had to have a collar. Yeah, you couldn't go in with a jumper on. And then obviously they relaxed things. But yeah, I remember going to Amadeus with pinstripe trousers and a Burberry shirt and shoes with fucking buckles on the front, just looking cool when I was only 17. But yeah,
well, I remember the night the night out that we had in Norwich. when we went down for your birthday on the Saturday night. Like, all three of us, like, we'd been out in the day just casually in the pubs having some beers. So we went back in years and got changed, went out that night. And it was like trousers, shirts, you know what I mean? Jackets, shoes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was, we all wore shirts and trousers and shoes. Yeah, because that would have been,
2001, I think, wasn't it?
2001. So, yeah, that would have been, very much kind of still in that time. And it was Saturday night, so yeah.
Almost 22 years ago. Fucking hell.
Jesus.
Yeah. But, you know, but what the story reminded me a bit of, I have to be careful here because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but
It's all right. I love using the bleep button, Greg, so I can bleep it out.
But I used to work in a restaurant in Glasgow, which wasn't miles away from Ibrox, and the manager, who is a dear friend of mine, when him and I started working there at the same time, we kind of took it over at the same time, and he wouldn't let anybody in with any football tops on, right? Which is fair enough.
Okay.
Like,
fair enough, yeah. I would agree with that, yeah.
Any day of the week, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, right? But it did lead to a couple of uncomfortable exchanges. But it wasn't so bad that he wouldn't allow adults to come in wearing football tops or any sort of club affiliate. He wouldn't let kids either. So sometimes, like a family would turn up and the little kids might be wearing like a Celtic top or a Rangers top, and he might be like 4 or 5 years old. But yeah, and you remember what it was like to be that age and have a football top, right? Of course, wanted to wear it all the time, and you felt fucking great in it. He wouldn't let them in, and if I let them in, because if I was there on my own, I would say, listen, look, we're not supposed to let anybody in with football tops on. So then he decided that he was going to buy a load of just neutral coloured polo tops that we had to ask people to put over their kids' football tops when they came in. I mean, it was fucking excruciating. Every time, if I'd be in the door and I would see a family come in through the foot and I would spot like a little club crest, and my heart would just sink every time. And especially if he was on as well, because I would sometimes sit them down and he'd come up to me and be like, what the fuck? What the fucking Saturday, fucking kids with a fucking Rangers top, fucking everything. Oh, I didn't notice. He's like, you never noticed when you were handing the menus to them? I was like, yeah, sorry.
I can kind of see his point in a way, in terms of if you have a kid there and then an adult comes in wearing his NTL digital Rangers top, and he's like, sorry, no football colours. Oh, well, that Wayne over there's got a fucking shirt on.
That was his contention. That was his exact contention.
So I can see, and he's trying to solve the problem by buying those plain polo shirts. But I can imagine it's fucking embarrassing having to ask,
horrible.
Could you wear this polo shirt that 3 other kids have worn?
That we never wash.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it does have spaghetti bolognese stains down the front, but it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing was when Rangers were at home, because we had like a big car park, so people would often like park and walk down Paisley Road, because like there was less chance of your car getting keyed in the car park than there was down at Govan. There was no kids hanging about asking for like a $5 to look after your car when you were in it, and obviously they would come in for a bite to eat beforehand, you know what I mean, and you would have to, and they'd be in all their Rangers finery, and you'd be like, yeah, sorry, no football colours. Fucking horrible.
Would you have let them in if they were wearing like their Orange March kind of outfit, for example? Like, it's not a football top, but still.
It never came up, so I don't know.
Funny that. Okay,
thankfully, never came up.
I'd like to know that. I wonder what the policy is on that. Wearing a sash,
a bowler hat, a sash, white gloves,
twirling
table for
spaghetti with a baton.
Table for 6.
So, if you are going to that pub in Edinburgh, don't wear your jobby catchers.
You get neither chance nor choice. You leave school and straight to work without even thinking about it. Then you get married without even knowing about it. Then spend the rest of your days using both as an excuse for never having done anything with your life.
Well, one of the most Swally-centric stories we've had in quite a long time. It is clothing related, so it does link quite quite nicely to the last one. So this comes from the Scottish Sun on the 6th of February, a couple of weeks ago. And the headline reads, Panty Thief. Scot nicked underwear from washing lines to dress up his blow-up sex doll. So Scot, who pocketed underwear from washing lines to dress up his blow-up sex doll, has been placed on the sex offenders register. Graham Orrick gathered a collection of worn pants, bras, swimwear and other clothing, some belonging to children, reports the Courier. Yeah, he targeted 4 different addresses near Arbroath Town Centre between June and August last summer. Orrick was captured on CCTV nicking 3 pairs of black Marks and Spencer size 10 pants. It's weirdly specific. At a ground floor flat in Hill Street on June the 23rd. He then returned on July the 31st and took a bikini and a boy's beachwear. At home in Hayswell Road on July 19th, Orrick stole 2 bras and a child's new Zog one-piece swimsuit when he returned on August the 1st. Orrick then targeted a washing line on East Abbey Street on August the 12th, where he pocketed 2 pairs of size 8 to 9 denim shorts and t-shirt and matching red and black women's underwear sets. The next night, fucking hell, in a neighbour's garden, he took a pair of girls' pants, aged 6 to 7, and a woman's black and pink pyjamas. He also stole an extra small 2021-2022 Arbroath FC home top. When police searched his home on September 7th, they found dozens of missing items. Orrick, now of Spitalfield Place, I bet he's really pleased that the Sun have told everybody where he lives now, was arrested by police on an undertaking with a condition that he remain at home between 7pm and 7am. So that's when to hang out your washing, residents of Spitalfield Place, until his court appearance. He admitted breaching this on September the 27th. Solicitor Billy Rennie said, "The danger for the members of the public who have suffered from his behaviour is theft of their items. There isn't a danger from his conduct in his own home. The complainers are not suffering from the sexual conduct of the accused, they're suffering the loss of property. There is too much of a break in the link between what he was doing and the sexual gratification he was subsequently receiving in his own home. There's nothing deviant or concerning about what he's doing in his own home." That's up for debate. Sheriff Krista Johnson noted, "The items taken were very targeted in order to be worn. They're not brand new underwear, they're used underwear. It's underwear belonging to women. It's not just underwear in a shop. Do the women not require to be protected?" Orrick's period of notification will be announced next month when reports have been prepared. Yeah, I mean, I sort of take her point, but, you know, he's stealing them off washing lines so they're clean. Not that I'm defending him, of course, but he may as well just have gone shoplifting, surely.
Yeah, I was thinking that. But then it's easier to steal it off a washing line, isn't it?
I'd imagine so, yeah. But like a one-piece Zog kid's swimming costume.
Well, I don't know. Is that more alarming or the Arbroath kit? So he's stealing these items to dress up his sex doll.
Yeah.
So he's dressing him up in like 50-year-old women's knickers and her Arbroath top.
Arbroath top.
What's he doing with the kid's Zog swimsuit? Is he using that to wipe up afterwards?
Well,
it's absorbent. Come on.
They're not absorbent. I mean, they're crucially non-absorbent. If it was absorbent, the kids would sink to the bottom of the fucking swimming pool.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, yeah, it's non-absorbent. So yeah, there you go. It's ideal for the purposes of he's using it for.
Well, I've never tried to wipe up a puddle of spunk with a swimming costume, so I have to take your word for it.
And there we have our clip. I was just speaking about how we need to make clips for the show. I've got my clip now.
Oh God, I'm so glad my mother doesn't listen to this podcast. Yeah.
So he's been stealing knickers and other items of clothing off washing lines around Dundee and the Arbroath area, and using them to
dress up his sex doll.
Dress up a sex doll. Do we know the sex doll's name?
No,
at all? But it doesn't not mentioned.
No, but whenever anybody says the word sex doll, I just assume that it's called Raquel. I don't know why. Raquel. I think Billy Connolly had a routine about a sex doll called Raquel years ago. Maybe that's why.
I think Bianca would be my go-to name for a sex doll.
Yeah. You know how they're never called any sort of traditional Scottish names like Morag or Agnes, you know.
Oh, Heather, you're going to get that Arbroath top on you tonight. These size 10 knickers.
As soon as I finish blowing you up, Heather.
Oh dear, yeah, good point actually. Yeah, you don't think of I don't know why I've got sex doll names. The upshot of it is that he is he's in a bit of bother though.
He's
obviously for stealing.
He's in a lot of bother, compounded by the fact that the Sun has printed his address, his new address.
Well, maybe he'll get a lot of advertising for new sex dolls, or because you get the new kind of the very lifelike ones nowadays, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen like online, not shopping, but just like unbidden articles that occasionally appear on social media, like of like sort of very, very lifelike sex dolls from like Asia, like Japan and places like that. So I'm sure that's not what Graham was working with. I'm sure he was working with a more traditional model.
I have the idea of the kind of blow up doll from Only Fools and Horses. That traditional kind of plastic sex doll.
I mean, whether he is a danger to anybody is not for us to litigate, because it sounds like it's been litigated already. But I do feel a bit sorry for guys that that end up having that you find out have got sex dolls, because they're obviously desperately fucking lonely. Can you get a bird? Do you know what I mean?
Well, but then maybe they just have a like an aversion to people or something. You never know.
Yeah. I can identify with that.
Exactly. I fucking hate people. So like I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to do anything. So it's ideal. Just I'll stick this 1983 Willie Miller Dawn's top on her and off we go.
Yeah. And the song,
come on, Bianca.
The song One Piece. Yeah. Yeah. The Culture Swally. Scotland's podcast brought to you by people who don't like people. If you'd like to sponsor us. Anyway, that's poor old Graham on the sex offenders register.
Poor old Graham.
Yeah.
I'm staring at 40. But up to then, it's the elephant's graveyard. It's where you come to die. Nobody knows what it is but yourself.
Also in March, on episode 70, we looked at the 2000 film Beautiful Creatures, starring Rachel Weisz, Susan Lynch, and Swally favourite Alex Norton. The film follows two women thrown together by their boyfriend's violence, and also includes blackmail, murder, betrayal, revenge, and a suitcase loaded with cash. But in the news, we heard about a politician who likes to come up to Aberdeen for a wee bit of a boogie.
Always make sure your vehicle is in neutral before you start your engine, Petula, or I will punch your fucking lights out.
Well, it's not often that we have any sort of political stories on the podcast, and I suppose this isn't really a political story either. This is about specky COVID rule breaker and general all-round arsehole Michael Gove. He's been named Clubber of the Week after a surprise visit to an Aberdeen 1980s themed night spot. So the Sun, the Sun, I guess they're on the Tory wagon at the moment, because it starts off, Michael Gove has been named Clubber of the Week after delighting revellers with his moves. And I know that Aberdeen is like a conservative sort of safe seat, but I wouldn't have thought that many people would be too happy to see him in there. But anyway, the Tory MP dropped by Club Tropicana in Aberdeen on February the 18th and stunned punters when he hit the dance floor. There's a picture of him. Stunned might be a bit of a strong word. He looks like your old pissed up da at a wedding. That's what he does. Gove was shortlisted among 4 others for Clubber of the Week in a Facebook poll. Club Tropicana today confirmed that the Levelling Up minister had won the prize. He received, I hope you're sitting down for this, he received an overwhelming 35 votes and has scooped VIP entry, reserved seating, and a bottle of booze of his choice. Announcing his win, the 1980s themed night spot posted, and our winner is number 2. Congratulations. It doesn't say Michael Gove. But anyway, Mr. Gove, who grew up in Aberdeen, boogied with a woman to the Donna Summer classic I Feel Love at the venue. The divorced dad of 2 was seen throwing shapes at 2 a.m. as he belted out Ooh, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. Gove has told locals he was visiting his mum Christine when he went for the solo night out. He made a beeline for the dance floor and boogied away on his own until a woman joined him. One stunned reveller said he appeared a bit tipsy, but not drunk, and was clearly having a good time. Some people recognised him, but a lot didn't know who he was and just let him get on with it. After a while, this girl went to chat with him and they had a dance together. It was all a bit of innocent fun. Club owner Tony Cochran posted a picture on social media and said, Michael Gove having a wee boogie at Club Tropicana tonight. And nightclub photographer Rebecca McGregor added, I was at a job nearby when my mum, who works in Club Tropicana, texted me to say that Michael Gove was in. I know, just Aberdeen, what can I say? I went round and took a picture of him. He took a few selfies with customers and stayed until the end, so I take it he was enjoying himself. This time he took a sip of a woman's drink, then pulled her towards him for a quick waltz. Mr. Gove was videoed dancing to a drum and bass DJ in the same city in August 2021 when he visited techno club Bohemia. He split from his journalist wife Sarah Vine in 2021 and has been spotted on a night out with BBC producer Sam McAllister. For some reason, Mr. Gove has been contacted for comment. I don't know what he's going to say. Yeah, I went for a dance in a club. Now, this raises quite a lot of questions, but I suppose the main one is, when I used to go out in town and stuff, like in Aberdeen and in Glasgow with my friends, whenever we saw like a middle-aged man in the club on his own dancing, with no evidence of any company with him, he was always absolutely fucking hammered. Right? It's like been out all night, lost all these mates, or been a pain in the arse. They've told him, they've tried to send him home. He's gone off into the night with his chippy. He's been walking past Club Tropicana. He's heard fucking, I don't know, Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham or something as he's walked past, and he's thought, right, how much is it to get in? Flung his chips away. Hit the dance floor immediately. I mean, that's weird, right? You don't go for a night out on your own.
Yeah, I guess it's because he's a celebrity. He's probably doing this to get in the papers again, because he did it a few years ago. Yeah. He was definitely spotted in Aberdeen. I remember an article very similar to this, that he was out and about. So I think, yeah, he's doing this to get a bit of publicity maybe, or to just get out there. I don't know. It's one of those kind of, I'm down with the cool kids.
Club Tropicana.
Because I go to Club Tropicana and dance to Bananarama. I mean, of all places, but that's the only place he could really go, I suppose, Club Tropicana. It's the place he wouldn't look out of work. I mean, you've just basically said that woman said her mum works there. And
yeah.
In all our time of clubbing in Aberdeen, I don't think we were ever served by like I presume at least 40-year-old woman, well, if that's
hopefully
what
older than
hopefully
older than 40.
No shade,
unless she had Rebecca when she was 14, which I suppose is possible.
Oh. No. And no shade on that at all, but I'm just saying it's not the type of thing you would normally see. That's a very strange story, but he's just out and about and he's just enjoying himself. He's a single man now, so he's enjoying himself.
You think
at Club Tropicana?
You think he was just trying to get himself a few columns in the paper?
Oh, probably. But if he's up visiting his mum and then he's like, I fancy a night out. Yeah, I wouldn't go to Club Tropicana. I would just go somewhere for a few beers. But I guess maybe he feels safe there or something, or I don't know.
I mean,
because he's not going to go to the fucking balaclava for a pint, is he?
It does dress like a sort of 1980s yuppie, so maybe that's why. To your point, he did feel it was a sanctuary there, You
have to wonder, though, if the owner is taking photos or selfies with him and putting them on their Instagram page as promotion. Is that a selling point? Michael Gove comes to our club?
I know, fucking honestly. And the thing is, it's probably the only place he could go without running the risk of getting a sore face, because I remember when I lived in Aberdeen, and you remember this as well, like up in the direction of, was either, I can't remember if it was the top of Windmill Brae or a bit further up towards the Bonaccord Centre. There was a 70s bar called Flares, and I did find myself in there a couple of times when I lived in Aberdeen, but the only reason I went in there is because it was always full of women. Always full of women. And there was a good chance that you might cop off if you went to Flares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Flares was basically, like kind of out the back of Seoul. Yeah. And just up a bit.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah. Something like that, yeah.
I don't think I'd ever went into Flares.
Yeah. I remember you and I and our mutual friend and my father, bizarrely, on a night out in Glasgow, went to the Reflex nightclub. Well, it wasn't a nightclub, it was a bar, the Reflex. But we went there for a drink before we went somewhere else. And I remember being up the stairs.
Yeah.
There was a hen party and like a stripper, like a sort of policeman stripper doing his thing. So like all these, I mean, like it still seems to be the case here that like Club Tropicana is probably, if you're out to get a lumber, the sort of male to female ratio is a bit better in these sort of themed clubs and pubs than just going to like a normal place. So yeah, he was probably trying to get his Nat King Cole. That's probably what it was up to.
Yeah, like I say, he's a single man. He's just up visiting his mum. He's 55. He's just out for a night out and seeing what's going on. Yeah. And he's just wanting to dance to Big Fun and see what's happening. Yeah. Have a drink, maybe meet a nice lady.
So what's it?
See what's going on.
So what? This leads me to a bit of a game, right? So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to name one of our Swally favourites, and I'm going to ask you, in Club Tropicana, what song does the Swally favourite ask the DJ for? Okay,
now I've never been to Club Tropicana, but I know I think what it is. So it's basically 80s music. It's very much
songs from the 1980s.
So we're going 80s. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with the Swally stalwart and favourite, James Cosmo. What song does Cosmo lurches up to the DJ booth? He's got like a pint of tartan special or something that's probably poured out of a can, because I don't think he can get it in draft anymore. He's a wee bit pissed. He's gone up, he's put his arm around the DJ and he said, DJ, put on.
See, I want to go with a Scottish themed song, but genuinely the first song that pops into my head if I think of Cosmo stumbling up is Beat Surrender by The Jam. I think that's what he's going to be requesting. Yeah. However, I don't think they would play that in Club Tropicana.
No.
So... Oh, God. But it's more, I don't know, do they play? Like, so, Cosmo's going to request Real Gone Kid by Deacon Blue.
I think he'd do that, yeah. All right, yeah. Okay, so we were talking about her the other day because she seems to have fucked us off on Instagram and she's not... but the lovely Simone Labib, what does Simone ask for? What's her 80s favourite?
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
I think so. You think, yeah, I can just see her. She's got her handbag on the dance floor with her pals.
Belting out the power ballad. Yeah. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Guaranteed.
A little fence of handbags on the dance floor, keeping their baby sham bottles safe and their bottles of case cider. Yeah, okay. We'll do one more. Okay, last one. Star of Taggart, Mark McManus. What does McManus want to...
Mark McManus.
What does McManus want to hear? Club Tropicana. Well, he plays Space Invaders and Taggart, doesn't he? So.
That's very true, actually. You know what? I can see him stand in the middle of the dance floor with his coat waving, wafting, just looking mean and moody at all the women and Michael Gove at the bar as he just shuffles and stares and isolate to Vienna by Ultravox.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, just looking a bit sort of disinterested in what's going on.
Yeah,
but he's taking everything in. Everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's memorising faces. He's checking out the talent. Yeah, nice one. Cool.
Doesn't have to dance. Just he can just nod his head.
Yeah.
Shuffle around. Yeah. See what's going on, as you say. Take everything in, because that's what he does.
Yeah, maybe reaches for a weekends at his club. You know.
Yeah.
Sips his dram. Yeah, like it. Cool. That was good fun.
Yeah.
So
thanks for that.
That's Cunt Features Gove at Club Tropicana.
You're not contemplating something silly here, are you, hen? It's a favourite spot, you know.
It's lovely.
Well, it's not lovely when you're fishing them out of the water. Away home and take an overdose.
On episode 72 in April, we discussed the 2008 film Stone of Destiny. Based on real-life events, it tells the tale of a group of Scottish nationalists who liberate the Stone of Scone and take it back to Scotland. Also on the episode, we heard about a Morrison shopper who was horrified at what she saw when nipping in to pick up her bits.
This symbol of yours, what is it?
It's under your arse.
My first story is your first one was from the Evening Express, mine is from the Scottish Sun this week, and the headline is Got Beef.
Right.
And the subheadline is, Morrison's shopper is horrified after spotting a man stuffing 8 steaks down his trousers. Oh, just wait, it gets better. A Morrison's customer was left horrified after she witnessed a shopper putting 8 steaks down his trousers. The stunned woman claims she was browsing at the supermarket chain's Dalkeith branch near Edinburgh when the bizarre incident happened. The shopper said some of the vacuum-packed meat was returned to the shelf after the man was confronted by staff. After the incident on Wednesday, March the 15th. The disgusted customer wrote on Twitter, I was in your Dalkeith store today and alerted your staff... Oh, she's a fucking grass. I alerted your staff to a man who had put 8 steaks down his trousers and walked out the shop. Staff apprehended him, got 4 of the steaks back, and then the butcher put them back on the shelf. Is this usual practice? What I want to know is what happened to the other 4 steaks. Morrison's declined to comment when approached by the Scottish Sun, but they said they are aware of the incident. The Scottish Sun told how Morrison's eco-campaign was plunged chili choppers into darkness in toilets and left others unable to read product labels in groomy stores. Customers complained that they need head torches and ski gear to brave Arctic conditions. After chain bosses cut the heating and lighting in a drive to become carbon neutral. And one told how his wife was forced to struggle out of a toilet cubicle by torchlight after being blacked out in the toilet.
Which is that a torch, that a knickers or what?
We also told how a man living next to Morrison's is fuming about the CCTV cameras which peer into his bedroom and bathroom, with the residents comparing it to a prison camp. Many locals are unhappy with the bid and have lodged objections. So, the main story here is that this is what I want to know. So she's seen this guy stuffing 8 steaks down his trousers. She's grassed on him. That's on you. Whatever you want to do. Security have apprehended him, but they've only managed to get 4 back. So did he get away with the other 4? Or
could he?
And they've just taken them out his trousers and just put them straight back on the shelf. For fuck's sake.
Or were the other 4 too soiled to go back on the shelf, perhaps?
That's what I'm wondering. He's put them down as jobby catchers, and then he's... and yeah, who knows what's happened to the other 4? 8 steaks. Could you fit 8 steaks down your trousers, do you think?
Well, probably not, because I don't wear particularly baggy trousers. I tend to wear sort of closer fitting trouser, so...
Vacuum packed, so would you be happy to eat a steak if you knew it had been down somebody's trousers, even though it's vacuum packed, so it's sealed?
I probably wouldn't. If given the choice, probably not.
Well, yeah. Ideally, you wouldn't want to, but just saying. Would you?
If I had to, I guess I'd just cook it a bit more than I would normally cook a steak, perhaps.
It's not a Bush Tucker trial or anything. I'm just asking. Would you have a JK steak?
If I was starving, I maybe would cook it perhaps medium as opposed to my usual medium rare. Just being a safe side.
Yeah. But yeah, horrified. So yeah, you can only imagine. But then also, Morrison's are obviously in a cost-cutting campaign. People are having to wear head torches and gloves to go into their stores.
Utilities are very expensive in the UK at the moment. So, but do you know what? Do you know what I think is probably more likely? So a lot of places will have sort of power saving lights. So if there's nobody in there, the little motion detector tells the light there's nobody in there and it goes off, and then when somebody comes in, it should come on automatically.
Yeah.
And maybe it just hasn't picked up her movement or something. Maybe she's been sitting on the pan for ages and ages.
She was in there having a movement, and then she didn't pick up her movement. Exactly. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I know it can be difficult for old people to sometimes. That's why they eat a lot of things like prunes and stuff like that,
Anyway, so just a warning to our listeners: if you are in Morrison's in the Dalkeith branch, I would just check the steaks and see if they're body temperature wise, how they are to the touch, and if they smell.
I was going to say, maybe
faintly of piss.
If you're detecting that common aroma of urine, then purple tin. Spilled purple tin, you might want to put it back in the shelf and take one from the back. You know?
Have the lamb instead. I think that's probably the best bet. Yeah.
Have you any idea the trouble you've gotten yourself into? Speak up.
Aye, Dad. I do.
I'm so proud of you, son. I am so very proud of you.
In June, on episode 75, we looked at the 1998 film adaptation of the Irvine Welsh classic, The Acid House. The film covers just 3 of the 22 short stories featured in the book: The Granton Star Cause, A Soft Touch, and of course, The Acid House. But in the news on that episode, we met a woman who was dealing with a very nosy neighbour.
I'm going to shake in your mouth, Bob Coyle. That's what we both want. Didn't deny it.
So it's been a great couple of weeks for news. Well, not the sort of news that we like to cover on the Culture Swally. I did find one that is sort of up our street that comes from the Mail Online. The kind of headline is, "My neighbour won't stop peeking in my window when she takes her dog out, so I wrote her a brutal note. But was I too harsh?" So this is an angry tenant. She's revealed how her neighbour keeps kind of peering in her window when she's walking her dog. She's posted on Reddit because she said that she's exhausted all options to try and get the neighbour to stop. They're thought to be from Scotland. I think because she's posting under the name u/tenants dash grouse, there's every chance that she is some, or at the very, if she's not in Scotland, then she's Scottish. She explained how her neighbour takes her dog out to go to the toilet and she can't help but peer in her window, having a good look at me going about my daily business, whatever that involves. They explained no amount of civil requests for her to stop, escalating rapidly to mouthed fuck offs, seemed to have stopped her. So I taped a small orange post-it note to the window saying, in capital letters, "Kindly mind your own business." When the woman spoke to her father about what she'd done, he made her question her actions because he said it was out of order. But other Reddit commenters were on her side. Explaining how the neighbour is able to look through the window, the woman wrote that she used to have blinds, but they broke, and I replaced them with curtains just the other day. Fed up, she posted the note, but her father didn't seem very supportive. She explained, "Mentioned this to my old man today whilst returning his ladder/tools. He thinks doing that is out of order, but I disagree. Many people agreed with the original poster and told her she'd done the right thing, and some even said she hadn't gone far enough. One person suggested, I would have been more in her face about it. Go out to the communal area where she is there and just stare at her silently the whole time while she's walking her dog. See how she likes it." While another said, "Your only mistake is using a post-it note rather than a poster board, but I suppose you don't want to completely block your view of the yard." The thing is, if you post a wee post-it note on your window, the woman might have to sort of lean in to read it. Depends how big her writing is.
Yeah, of course.
It might blow up in her face. Someone said, "Here's a thought. If she does this again, snap a pic on your phone, print it out, and put it in a community board, or post it on the community Facebook saying, 'Can anybody identify this peeping Tom?'"
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah. That user's handle is asshole aficionado 13. Pretty in pink 81. Oh, this might be you, Nicky. Says, but you are escalating the situation. Buy one-way mirror film to put in your windows so that you have privacy during the day when the sun is out. Some people did try to explain why the woman might be looking through the window. One person said, "So, what does NTA stand for?" She says, "So NTA," I don't know what that stands for. I had to get some millennial. Should I have asked my daughter?
What's the context of it? Because I would say it was the National Television Awards.
Yeah. I mean, well, Philip Schofield has got some time in his hands now, so maybe. She said, "Sometimes when I walk my dog, I just stare into space, and there are windows everywhere. And during the day, I just see my own reflection, so sometimes I'm kind of vaguely looking at my reflection, wondering why the dog finds that spot so interesting. Then I abruptly realise I look like I'm staring, and then I look down at the same spot my dog is looking at shamefully. Someone's Worth Season 3645 says, flasher every time she looks in. Or Mooner. Or Mooner, that'll stop her. Hold up a sign saying, can I help you? Or, this is not a mirror. Or any crazy thing you can think of. For some of my windows, I buy this stuff you can get at your local Home Depot or Amazon, sort of like a privacy window cling. The only thing is, you can't really see out of it. Supreme Court Just Ass says, what she's doing is an incredible violation of your privacy. You need to report her to whoever the landlord is and explain what's going on. But that only works if people have shame. Do what you got to do. So, this is, anonymous. I'm not sure. Let's see what her... she's Tenants Grouse, probably in Glasgow, I would imagine.
I can imagine... It's difficult if you've got a shared garden or something, then, but it's one of those things that you find it difficult maybe not to look in, because living in Amsterdam, no one seems to have curtains, and a lot of the ground floor apartments, like round where I live, or like when I go running, like a lot of houses and apartments, they just don't have blinds or curtains, and you can't help it. Like you have a look in, and it is true. You kind of switch off, and you just happen to glance in, especially if I'm out walking the dog and he's sniffing something, and you just look up and you make eye contact with someone sitting having their dinner, and you're like, oh fuck, or you'll see someone playing FIFA or something, and it's difficult not to. I mean, even our neighbour across the way in the apartment, he doesn't have curtains, and we've seen him whacking off to porn. Like on a couple of occasions. I've sent you a photo on one point of him standing up completely naked, pleasuring himself to hardcore pornography. But it's difficult not to look into these things. However, it sounds like this woman isn't just having like a little glance. She's staring in to see what this poor woman's up to, which again is a massive invasion of privacy. But she said maybe she's just trying to read the post-it note, or checking what she's doing. Yeah, maybe checking her makeup. I do think, if you want to put something bigger than a wee post-it note on the window, if you're... and I imagine she must have written on the back of the post-it note and then stuck it inside, because if you stick it on the outside the window, it's just going to blow away or get washed off in the rain. Yeah. So anyway, I think she should just invest in a new set of blinds, to be honest. Like that's going to cause, because if she said she had blinds but they broke, now she's got curtains, why didn't she just get blinds again? I know. This woman could have been staring into that window for years, but she would never have known. Yeah. Until she got her curtains. I mean, I have lived in houses. Like, when we lived in England, the pavement outside was quite busy. You know what I mean? Like, just with people kind of sort of coming and going. And, nobody was sort of staring in. But yeah, I mean, I sort of empathise a little bit with her. It's shite when you live like on a busy street or something, and especially if your living room window, where you probably spend the most time, looks out, and there's people sort of walking by and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, if her dad thinks it's out of order to stick a wee post-it note in the window saying "Mind your own business," I think she's well within her rights to. Really, I mean. The most obvious thing would be to just have a word with this woman and ask her politely, like, can I help you? Or why are you staring at my window, rather than just putting a post-it note up? Don't know.
I gave you the place. I made you cunts in my own image. Yous get on with it. Yous fucking well sort it out. And that cunt Nietzsche was wide by the mark when he said that I was deed. I'm no deed. I just didn't give a fuck.
On episode 78 in July, we looked at the first series of BBC Scotland's Scot Squad, a comedic fly-on-the-wall documentary following the fictional Scottish police force. In the news that episode, Greg and I are interested in applying for a job at a garage after reading their advert. And we also met a delivery driver who just could not wait to get home to enjoy himself.
You've done a good thing, Bobby. Thank you.
Take a note of what the bad words were, but don't give me into trouble.
Okay, what did it say?
It says, Sandra is a dirty cow. I don't know who Sandra is, I don't know if she's dirty, and I don't know if she's a cow, but it was bad.
Well, this one appeared in both the Daily Record and the Scottish Sun, but I got it from the Daily Record. It's from the 30th of June, so from yesterday's paper. The headline reads, Lanarkshire Garage comes up with hilarious recruitment ad that advises no wee hard men need apply. Airdrie Tyres and MOT Services are seeking a young person who will be paid utter pish wages. That's what it says in the headline. I'm making it up. So the owner of a garage in North Lanarkshire has come up with a hilarious, no-nonsense approach to recruitment. Airdrie Tyres and MOT Services, who are actually based in Coatbridge, are looking for a young person to help around their unit in the town's Heritage Way. Business owner Robert Sweeney decided to use the company's own Facebook page to advertise for a yard boy who will be rewarded with a wage that is utter pish. The advert advises that no wee hard men or TikTok influencers need apply. The social media post has already been shared over 1,400 times and has seen hundreds of comments on the hilarity of the advert. Interested applicants have been warned that they will need to get their hands dirty, and if successful in landing the job, have been advised not to wear Yeezys trainers or Pam Angels t-shirts, as a uniform will be provided. The applicants have also been informed that while they won't be eating steak every night with the pay they're on, they will earn enough for a vape and a couple of soups. They will earn enough for a vape and a couple of soups down the park, so everyone's happy.
Of soups. Oh, do you mean dragon soup?
It must be. Those interested in the job have also been advised that they will need to personally phone to be considered, as the garage won't be accepting messages or phone calls from their ma. Staff member Caitlin Woods said, I must have taken about 100 calls already, but people are just calling to say they aren't interested in the job, but found it hilarious. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of hearing the sound of my own voice. Robert wrote the post during his tea break. It's his patter. It took him about 3 minutes to write it. We were laughing last night when we saw the shares it had. He said he could have made it 10 times better, but I was rabbit in his ear at the time. We've still not found anybody for the job yet. We've had some amount of messages, and someone keeps asking if it's still available, and I'm like, read the post. It says to phone. The company were named Scottish Recovery Company of the Year at last year's Scottish Garage Awards. The job advertisement in its entirety reads, now that the summer holidays are here, we are looking for a yard boy to help out with tyre management and general chores around the garage. It's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. For the idiots, that's breakfast till dinner. No wee hard men or fuckers. Also, no Insta guys or TikTok influencers. It's engine oil here, not baby oil. I don't care who you know or who your dad knows. Just come, do the job, and go up the road. Stories are for bedtime. Wages are utter pish. So don't think you're eating steak every night. It gets you out from under your ma's feet and gives you enough for a vape and a couple of soups down the park, so everybody's happy. No message applications. I don't have time to break into 5,000 messages with you to ask for a job. And also, don't get your ma a phone or you'll get laughed at. This is a dirty job, so no Yeezys or Pam Angels, so you can tell your ma to stay away from DH Gate. You'll get a uniform, so no need for that. Phone, and I do mean phone, for more information on 01236 763 223. So if we've got any young listeners on the phone in the North Lanarkshire area, fancy looking for a bit of a summer job now that school's finished, give them a bell.
Oh, that's fantastic. I particularly like, I don't care who you know or who your dad knows. Just come and do the job.
Stories are for bedtime.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I wonder if he's going to get any applications for that. Like, I'm sure he will, but yeah. There would be people thinking he sounds like a great boss to work for, but also there'd be people that would be like, not a fucking chance.
Yeah. Gotta love a summer job, though. So you do. What's the best summer job you ever had?
I don't know if I ever really had summer jobs as such. Like, I always just had part-time jobs. Yeah, I don't think I ever really had like a proper summer job as such. Yeah, I mean, from a young age, I was doing kind of part-time jobs. I mean, I worked at the local golf club. I mean, the one job I used to do, it was every Wednesday and every Saturday. I must have been from about maybe 13 I started doing it. And I guess it was kind of a summer job because it was during the golf season. Mm-hmm. I would book golf times. So I would get up at like 2:30 in the morning and then go up to the golf club, stand in a queue. And I was always first. And I always prided myself on being first in that queue. And wait in the queue until 5 a.m. when it opened and write down the name of the guy that was paying me at the tea time he wanted for that afternoon, and then go back home to my bed. And I would get 10 quid a time for that because it would be a 4-ball, so they would each chip in 250 because none of them wanted to go and get up and go there. And I lived like 5-minute walk from the golf course, so it was perfect. I would just get up, take a book. And then Saturdays were better because you could go up and write your name on the list and then like bugger off. But then I got a couple of my other friends to do it on a Saturday as well. So we used to go up, write our names on the list, and then basically just go and terrorise the local neighbourhood like in the mornings. Like, just get up to shenanigans. There was a caravan park next to it as well, so we used to go and like chap on the tents and stuff and wake people up, steal any booze that was lying around outside. Sometimes put padlocks on the tents from the outside. Just the usual stuff you do. So yeah, that was probably the best job I had in terms of that. What about yourself?
Another job that technology has taken away from a young person, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah, what about you? Did you have anything good? Did you pick strawberries or anything?
Well, I didn't pick strawberries. It was after I left school. And I was working in a pub at the weekends, and I was at college. And when the summer came up, two brothers who ran a local strawberry farm used to drink in the pub, and I was looking for some extra money over the summer. But I didn't want to pick strawberries because I was a lazy bastard, and picking strawberries is physically difficult work, as any fruit picking I'm sure is. And so they said I could drive the tractor. I explained that I didn't have a driving license, but they said it was okay. It was just a tractor. It'd be fine. But, of course, I'm sure those two were driving a tractor. They grew up in the farm. I'm sure they were driving a tractor from as soon as their feet could reach the pedals. I did not grow up in a farm. So I went down on the first day on the Monday, and they gave me a bit of a shot of the tractor behind the big barn for about half an hour. And when they felt that I was sort of proficient enough, they let me loose. And my job was to go and collect the trays of strawberries from where the pickers were picking and take them up to they had a sort of cold storage where they kept them before they got sent to the supermarkets. But they also had a wee farm shop at the bottom of the road where they sold them. So I was driving down to the farm road. I was driving down the farm road to the wee farm shop later in the morning, and the brother's mum appeared and asked me and put her hand up like a police officer could show me to stop. So instead of putting my foot in the brake, I put my foot in the clutch and narrowly missed her and crashed into a fence, knocking the fence post over. And so that was my first strike. Later on in the day, after lunch, I was taking some strawberries up to the cold storage, feeling quite good about my tractor driving abilities. I've been doing it for a few hours, feeling like I was getting the hang of it, when a wasp or a hornet or something appeared in the cab. And I was so busy watching it, before I knew where I was, I had knocked over a load of the strawberry pickers push bikes.
Oh no!
So I turned off the tractor and jumped out, and I was picking the bikes up and inspecting them for damage, and they were all fine until the last one, which had actually ran over and buckled both the wheels. So that was my second strike. My second day passed without any incident. It was fine. In fact, we got rained off at about 3 o'clock, so we got an early sent home. And then in the afternoon of the third day, the back of the tractor had a kind of hydraulic scoop that the punnets of strawberries in their plastic trays were all stacked up on. And I used to always have it at a slight angle because I wasn't very good at changing gear. And so when I changed gear, it would like sort of lurch a little bit, the tractor. I'd already dropped a load of empty like trays already that morning, but one of the brothers kept going on at me to keep the scoop level because he said all the punnets were portioned, and if I'm like bumping around, strawberries are going to jump out of one punnet into the other, so I need to keep it level. So I did. I had a full load, I changed gear, and I dropped the fucking lot onto the farm track. And that was my third strike and the end of my tractor driving career, I'm sad to say. I got my jotters shortly after. And do you know what? I'd never got paid for the 3 days that I worked.
Fucking
but
bastards.
I didn't. I felt like I didn't want to ask for it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because they probably had to pay for 2 new bike wheels and for a whole load of strawberries that got ruined being
well, they told me
mangled, and
they told me their
tractor repairs.
They told me their insurance would cover the bike. But then the sort of epilogue, the kind of funny epilogue was because they were actually brand new with me despite all my shortcomings as a tractor driver, and they had this old fella that worked on the farm that had worked for them for like 25 years. And a couple of weeks later, one of the brothers told me that the old fella had managed to roll the tractor. They'd been driving it so that's pretty specialist, you know.
That is impressive. Yeah. That is very impressive.
So yeah,
wow.
So that was probably that's the only time I've been like you. Otherwise, I've tended to have part-time jobs during term time that I've maybe picked up a bit extra over the summer holidays. Like if I was doing the papers, I might, with one of the other paper boys was on holiday, I might pick up his round. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Oh, selling, no, here. See you later, ladies. Bye. All the best. Anyone, no fussy. Anyone.
Well, I don't want to lower the tone and speak about kind of other bodily habits, but this is an article from the Scottish Sun this week, and the headline is Lust Eat. Shocking moment, fast food delivery driver caught performing sex act in bushes outside a Glasgow home. The fast food worker was spotted exposing himself in bushes in broad daylight in the Highland area of Glasgow. And there's a couple of images of this gentleman here. The food courier was rumbled after a resident spotted him in the bushes from the window of his flat around 6:10 p.m. on Saturday evening. And the fuming local, who asked not to be named, that's quite strange, you'd think he'd want a bit of fame for this, raced straight out to confront the driver before calling in the cops. An image shows the man hiding in the bushes with his manhood exposed whilst looking at his phone. And I can clarify that, yep, I can see the image. He does have, yes, his manhood's out, but they've blurred it, which is nice of them. And you can see his phone, and yes, he is looking at, let's just say, adult material on his phone there. You'll be pleased to know it's not looking at a Just Eat menu or anything. Footage of the incident shows the moment that the driver tries to flee the scene after realising he's been spotted. He is seen carrying an orange Just Eat food bag as he picks up his electric bike whilst trying to make a getaway. It's unclear if the man actually works for the delivery service or for a specific takeaway. In the video, the resident says, "No point hiding your face now. I've already got it. Wanking in people's gardens." Police confirm they were contacted after reports of public indecency, and they have confirmed they are now investigating the incident. A Just Eat spokesperson says, "We take reports like this extremely seriously, and we have a zero-tolerance approach to criminal behaviour. There is currently not enough evidence to verify if this person delivers on behalf of Just Eat, but we will support authorities with any lines of inquiry and take actions as appropriate." So there we go, Greg. Delivery driver wanking in the bushes. A suspected delivery driver. He's just got his Just Eat bag, so we don't know. Now, you're laughing at that because I presume you're thinking, well, he's got the bag. He must be a Just Eat delivery driver. Yeah?
I was thinking maybe he just has like a massive ejaculate. He needed a big bag to catch it.
Those bags are quite insulated, so maybe he's trying to keep it warm or cold or, to take it somewhere. That reminds me of when Amsterdam, when we locked down for the first time, and they did announce, like the day before, that there was going to be a lockdown, and the only people that would be allowed out would be delivery drivers and like emergency services and stuff. And that evening, the most expensive item that you could purchase on like the Facebook Marketplace or the like Amsterdam pages for secondhand stuff was like a Just Eat or Deliveroo bag and jacket. Because people were buying them so that they could go out in the evenings on their bike and pretend that they were delivery drivers. I mean, let's face it, I'll be honest, it was drug dealers that were buying them. But And I've never seen, because obviously I was allowed out to go and walk the dog.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many delivery drivers hanging around outside Domino's at the end of the street. And they did not look like they were selling pepperoni. So it could be. But yeah, so he, obviously, if he does work for Just Eat, or they would have a record of a delivery taking place in that area at that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's photographs of the guy, so he can't be too difficult to pin down. I mean, there's photos of his cock. That's enough. But yeah, I mean, again, what possesses you at 6:10 in the evening? I mean, do you think he'd maybe made a delivery and the lady or man, we don't know, that he delivered to turned him on so much that he just had to go into the bushes and crack one off? But then why would he use his phone? Because he would surely, I don't know.
I mean, I would just hope that he had made a delivery before he jumped into the bushes. But it's a strange one. 6:10, the wanking hour, maybe. I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, Saturday night, 6:10, maybe, because he's on his bike, maybe he's thinking that's probably, we're about to enter like the busiest period of the week for takeaways. Yeah.
Right in the road.
My nuts are feeling a little bit full. I'm going to be on my bike saddle for a long time this evening.
Yep.
As you say, I better empty the boys, and it's going to make my evening a lot more comfortable riding along.
It's going to say
driving.
It's going to shave like 20 seconds off each delivery that I do.
Yeah. I'll just take 3 or 4 minutes to nip into these bushes and crack one off. And the poor guy's been rumbled and chased. You've got to love the guy. No point hiding your face now, I've got it. Wanking in people's gardens.
I always think it's quite funny. It seems to be quite a modern thing where people are compelled to confront people like that.
Yeah.
Because like when I was a kid, if you were wandering up the street and you spotted somebody like a man wanking in the bushes, you fucking ran away. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he spotted him from his flat, right? Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what would happen if I looked out and saw this. I don't have any bushes nearby, but let's say I was in his position. First thing I'm going to do is shout for my wife. And come here. Second thing I'm going to do, probably at the same time as I shout for my wife, is take my phone out and take a photo or a video of it and send it to you and our mutual friend. And then the third thing I do, once my wife's there and we're happy we've seen everything we want to see, I would chap in the window. And as he looks up, give him a wave and a thumbs up. Then suitably embarrass him. There's no need to call the police or go and confront him. He's just having a little Tommy tank in the bushes. Like, he's not. I mean, okay, yes, I agree. If there were children in the vicinity, then that's different, okay. Yeah, actually, maybe I'm going into a grey area there. But yeah, come on. I mean, I think chapping at the window and is more embarrassing for him than calling the police. God, come on.
That's a bit of a mental image of you. When you saw your neighbour across the river there, having a wank, running down the stairs, jumping into a dinghy, furiously rowing across. That was chapping on his door. Here, you dirty bastard.
I don't know what's going to happen to him. To this poor Just Eat guy, if he's going to get caught or not, because the Sun have put out a plea of if they know of anyone to get in touch.
If you're the Just Eat sort of PR people, whether he works for you or not, you're going to say that he doesn't. But I don't know who he is. Must work for. Don't know where he got the bag from. Doesn't work for us. We check all their drivers' phones for hardcore pornography before we dispatch them of an evening.
Oh, never mind. Well, there we go. So I'll let you know if there's any update that comes from that later on.
Basically what a colonic irrigation is, it's inserting a tube and then flushing out someone's back passage with water.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. You should have seen the stuff that was coming out. I mean, bits of carpet were coming out, and like I'm sure a bit of Lego came out as well.
In August, on episode 80, we looked at the cult classic film from 2001, Late Night Shopping, which follows Sean, Vincent, Jodie, and Lenny, who work graveyard shifts in various soul-killing jobs and meet up in a cafe after work to kill time. We were also delighted to hear that a crisis affecting many brides-to-be in Scotland was coming to an end.
Alright, you're alone in your room and you want to have, fun for one.
What? Oh, shit.
A personal touch. A one-man band.
Well, this next one comes from the Scottish Sun, and they're reporting that the hen do crisis is over.
I didn't know there was one.
There's a hen do crisis because there's a global shortage of inflatable penises. But thankfully, a huge shipment is set to arrive in Scotland. So any ladies listening who are planning their hen or the hen of a friend or whatever can rest easy. A big package. I mean, the reporter's having a lot of fun here. A big package of giant willies is to arrive in Scotland this month, bringing huge relief on hen party planners. We revealed last year how droops in the global supply chain led to a shortage of penis-shaped straws and inflatables. But 6,000 blow-up blokes, 3,000 portable peckers, and a pile of 6-foot rubber winkles are set to arrive just in time to save summer festivities. Matt Maver, who's the boss of hen and stag do firm Last Night of Freedom, said, "Rude accessories are our bread and butter, so not having any willies come into stock has been hard to swallow." That's why we are so desperate for these to arrive. A hen party without a blow-up penis just isn't the same. Thankfully, everyone's prayers have been answered, and there should be more than enough willies and blow-up dolls to get through the year. The fake phalluses have been hard to come by due to sky-high shipping costs amid problems with the global supply chain, partially caused by China's tough COVID lockdown rules. It meant those lucky enough to grasp the novelty prop have paid much more than they did 10 years ago. Party chief Matt added, "We searched long and hard to find a British firm that would be able to fill in, but nobody was able to step up to the plate." Ultimately, the world is still very reliant on the likes of China for manufacturing, be it toys, mobile phones, or in this case, huge inflatable willies. The shipment of schlongs is due to arrive in the UK.
The shipment of schlongs.
It's due to arrive in the UK on the 23rd of July. However, the ship must still navigate its way through the Suez Canal, sparking jitters after the huge Ever Given vessel got stuck there for 6 days in 2021. So apparently, according to Matt, a hen party is just not the same without a huge inflatable cock. Having never attended a hen party, I'll have to take his word for it.
Yeah, I've never been to a hen party either, but I'd imagine a big inflatable cock is kind of a given, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. I thought that all that was a wee bit old-fashioned, you know? I thought maybe that women were a bit, like, hen parties were a bit more sophisticated these days.
Yeah, I think so. I've always wanted to check, actually. I mean, it's something we need to ask the ladies. Like, when you go into a gents' toilet in Aberdeen, for example, there'll be a vending machine that will sell Rough Rider condoms or ribbed Delight or whatever. And then I know Matt Cameron's especially had it. You could buy a blow-up sheet from the vending machine, which obviously was much hilarity, but it did have a working orifice that you could fuck if you wanted to. I wonder if the female toilets have a vending machine that sells tampons and maybe inflatable cocks. I don't know.
Well, write in and tell us. We're dying to find out, evidently. I used to quite like it if you were in the pub and they could do it on a Saturday and like a hen do would come in, because sometimes they'd want you to kind of give the bride a wee peck on the cheek, you know what I mean, for luck.
And did you like that? Did that excite you?
Well, it was, if she was attractive, then yes. If she wasn't, then not as much. That was probably the moment to go to the toilet and see what's in the vending machine.
Okay. So we're glad to hear that this crisis has been averted then, that this shipment of inflatable cocks from China is going to arrive, and Scottish hen parties, because we're obviously approaching summer, so it's hen party season, so they'll be able to wave their big inflatable cocks around and enjoy themselves.
I do take my hat off a bit to the boy Matt, who runs the company, because he's managed to get as many sort of cock innuendos into his statement as possible. You know what I mean? And
it's fantastic. Yeah.
You know, I suspect that the reporter probably realises, but it'd be nice if he didn't. You know what I mean? It's like naively just quoting him verbatim, and he's put all these stuff about things being hard to swallow and long and hard and stuff like that.
Well, we're going back to Mrs. Slocum's pussy, aren't we? In terms of the, innuendo. It's all nice, good 70s fun, so it's all fine there. It's all good.
Before I worked in the call centre, I had a job for 2 or 3 years, writing for Men Only.
Writing for what?
You know, Men Only, the jazz mag.
Yeah, I'm well aware what Men Only is. You wrote for it?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck me.
On episode 82, we concluded the wonderful Neil Forsyth show, Guilt, as we looked at Series 3 and found out what Max and Jake had been up to. But we also met a mother who was rather upset at a sexy TV advert broadcast in the morning.
I've got some ideas.
Are these ideas of a similar quality to Turkish Mondays?
Turkish Mondays, as a premise, was essentially flawless.
I know about the fezzes, Jake. I found the invoice. Do you, a grown man, currently live with 500 fezzes?
My first story is from the Scottish Sun, and it's from last week, a couple of weeks ago, the 15th of August. A mum has blasted Sky Sports News after the popular TV channel aired a sexual advert while her young son was watching. Leanne Orr was stunned when she noticed Football Mad Max, I like what they've done there, 9, being subjected to a commercial for Cialis, a drug for erectile dysfunction. The ad, broadcast before 10 a.m, featured a couple in a passionate clinch and seemingly getting undressed to head to the bedroom. Taking to TikTok, Leanne called on advertising watchdogs to take action. She said, "It's a Sunday morning and the kids are off school." Well, I'd hope so on a Sunday, Leanne. I don't know what you're doing if you're sending your fucking kids to school on a Sunday. Loads of kids love football. So can I ask, why the fuck is this advert playing at 9:50 a.m? I'm really annoyed. There's so much red tape on adverts. Do you notice there aren't any sweetie adverts on telly anymore? You're not allowed to advertise things because they're high in sugar, high in salt, and all the rest of it, but you can have that on at 10 in the fucking morning. 10 in the fucking morning when there's Wayne's watching. Who's passing this stuff? What is going on in the world? In the caption, she added, "I get it's a news channel, but you need to sort out the adverts during the day. Protect our kids' innocence." A spokesman for the Advertising Standards Authority said, "We can't comment on whether this ad was inappropriately scheduled without going through our internal processes, blah, blah, blah. Broadcast ads are pre-cleared and given appropriate timing with clear scheduling restrictions. Our rules state that care must be taken when scheduling ads that might be unsuitable for children." So she is very upset that there was an advert for Cialis on, Cialis, I know you sponsor a lot of podcasts, so if you want to get in touch, we're more than happy to take your money if you don't want to advertise in Sky Sports anymore. But how would you feel about that? As a father, how would you feel about that inappropriate advert like at 10 o'clock in the morning? I mean, I know you haven't seen the ad. There are an image, and there is a couple obviously getting a little bit randy, but they're not getting undressed as such. You know, they're not going to win any Ewan McGregor awards for this. So, you know, it's nothing too bad. But, you know, 9 years old, do you really know what that is about?
Erectile dysfunction can hit at all ages, Nicky. You know, it's not just...
I didn't mean he was wanting to purchase Cialis. I meant, is he going to know what's going on? You know what I mean? Like in terms of, is he going to be understanding this?
I think what's more important here is the likelihood of a 9-year-old paying any attention to Sky News when it's on is incredibly low, right? Fuck.
But it's Sky Sports News because he is a football fan.
Oh, I see.
So
he was watching
football.
I think you did say that. Yeah. You did say that. I think it's fine, isn't it? I think kids are older now than they were when we were that age. I mean, I can't imagine I think if there was an advert on for something like that when I was younger, I would be waiting for that advert to come on with my thumb poised over the record button, especially if there was any sort of sexiness about the advert, like attractive lady, perhaps, or whatever. I'd have been poised, ready to record it with.
So we're thinking the Cadbury's Flake advert, probably.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe Turkish Delight.
Yep.
as well.
Pear's soap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a good one, yeah.
Timothy shampoo.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, she was lovely, yeah. Caramel Bunny, if you were into that. I mean, but then once you find out that it's voiced by Miriam Margolyes, it loses its attraction.
Yeah, I mean...
Not just because it's a cartoon.
The thing is, like, when you're that age and like your body is just 99% of the time vibrating with hormones, it's sort of any port in a storm, isn't it? Really, you know?
Yeah, not at 9 though, man. Come on, surely if you were tossing the caber at 9, then that's
no, I wasn't.
It's quite impressive.
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't doing that, but I do remember feeling like intense attraction to like people on the telly, like most of the girls on Neighbours, sort of from like 1988 to, I don't know, until it was cancelled last year. What else?
It's coming back.
Yeah. Apparently, Kylie Minogue's really annoyed because she only agreed to do a cameo because they assured her that under no circumstances was it ever coming back. And then less than a year later, it's come back.
What was the kind of first memory you maybe have of a female you were attracted to? If I can ask that question.
Cheryl Baker from Bucks Fizz. Well, in fact, both of the girls on Bucks Fizz. Yeah, I used to have a thing about like attractive women with their socks and shoes off. I mean, it's probably never really gone away, if I'm being quite honest. But
so what you're saying you got a foot fetish?
No, it's not quite, not a full on foot fetish, not like a full blown. But I remember there's a music video for one of the Fizz's songs where there's a sort of animated guy made of stars. So and the girls are in their pajamas and stuff like that, and Kate Bush as well. To find her quite a
fucking pervert.
What about you? April O'Neil?
I think I mentioned, sorry?
April O'Neil.
April O'Neil. Yeah, she stirred my loins a bit. I honestly, the first kind of I really remember finding, how could I say this? Like, confusing. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like, oh, what's this feel? Why do I feel this way? It was Vix from We've Got a Fuzzbox and We're Going to Use It.
I don't remember that. What was that?
Fuzzbox, the band.
Right.
Pink Sunshine.
Yes, sorry, yeah. I was like trying to think of a TV show there.
No, the band Fuzzbox. Right. I mean, their name was We've Got a Fuzzbox and We're Going to Use It, but it was shortened to Fuzzbox. But I remember really fancying Vix for some reason. And I would say Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So I guess, strangely, I don't know about a thing for redheads, I guess. Not really. And April O'Neil as well.
What about Carol Decker from T'Pau? The redhead bunch of?
Yeah. Carol Decker was, she was up my street as well. Yeah, I liked, Carol Decker, yeah.
And this nice. Scottish lady from Fairground Attraction, whose name has completely escaped me.
Eddie Reader.
That's it, yeah, of course.
She's a bit older though, wasn't she? I mean, I don't think I was into MILFs when I was that young.
No, perhaps not.
That I can go down right now. Soon, maybe, but not now.
Now is where things happen, Max.
Where can I find you when I'm ready?
Dundee.
Dundee?
It offers more than you think.
Series 2 of Irvin Welsh's superb series Crime was the topic of discussion on episode 85 in October, as we followed Dougray Scott's Ray Lennox in the hunt for a serial killer targeting individuals in Edinburgh. In the news, we met a pensioner who gave his neighbours a bit of an eyeful when he was out in the garden.
Seriously, get
a good candidate. And Tommy Stark's already applied.
Good for him.
Stark's a manipulative, racist, misogynistic, misanthropic alcoholic with a short fuse.
So a strong candidate?
Well, like for the first sort of couple of years that we did the pod, we used to always seem to come across stories about guys wanking in like their in the cars and stuff, and just like guys being like inappropriate either knowingly or unknowingly. But I don't think we've had one for quite a while until today. So this comes from the Scottish Sun on the 28th of September, which is yesterday. And it's the headline reads, "Kilt in the act. Pensioner wore short kilt and no underwear to do his gardening and stunned neighbours could see everything, and everything is in capital letters, so you know that they mean everything. This is Leslie Mackenzie, 73. He was reported to cops by shocked neighbours after a series of incidents at his home in Churnside in the Scottish borders. One of his neighbours told officers that she was shocked at what she saw, while another said that she stopped her children going into the garden when the OAP was outside. Jedburgh Sheriff Court heard that Mackenzie is also banned from a number of establishments in the area because of his behaviour. Drew Long, prosecuting, said, "It appears people were at the end of their tether with him." He added, "When police spoke to neighbours, they said it had been happening on a semi-regular basis, and they believe..."
Semi-regular?
Yeah, that's this. The semi part is unconfirmed. On a semi-regular basis, and they believed that he was doing this to show off his wrinkly old boss. The court heard police had given the retired mill worker advice about his behaviour when a complaint was made by a neighbour in May, but 10 days later he offended again and another resident reported him. His defence lawyer, Ed Hume, said his client, who lives with his wife and has failing eyesight, claimed he thought the advice was only in relation to how he conducted himself in public, on buses and in cafes, for example. But he added he accepts there is a degree of recklessness to his behaviour. Mackenzie, who appeared in court wearing a kilt, and we can only hope underwear, admitted a charge of public indecency by repeatedly exposing his genitals at his home in Lammerview, Churnside, between May the 4th and June the 1st. He said, Sheriff Kevin McCarran said that Mackenzie had displayed concerning behaviour which persisted over a period of time. The court needs to know a little bit more about Mr. Mackenzie before it decides what his punishment is going to be. So, I mean, there is a picture of him outside the court. He is wearing a kilt. He's also wearing sort of like Ivanhoe type kind of buckly shoes as well. He's actually in like his full sort of kilt regalia. You know, he's got the tweed jacket, he's got the waistcoat, he's got what looks like a kind of one of those grabbers. He's wearing a lot of rings and he looks a bit fucking pissed off. But do you think maybe he's just, I don't know, he's just getting old and his judgment has got a bit wobbly, or do you think he just really wants to show off his boss?
He's 73 and I think he's just a proud Scotsman and a true Scotsman, evidently. He's wearing his kilt and just he's proud to be Scottish. He's just wearing his kilt, and
it's a short kilt though, they said.
73. Yes, instantly I've got flashbacks to Shangalang now. Tartan miniskirt. Yeah. Oh, Shangalang. I wonder what you're up to nowadays. He's just obviously he's wearing his kilt, and maybe he's 73, he's getting on a bit, and I don't think there's any malice in this, but I can imagine if it is a short kilt and he's bending over to tend to his geraniums or something, then it's definitely going to be a water boys incident there. And I think it's, I can imagine it's going to be disturbing if you're looking out there and see his crinkly bottom all over the place. Yeah. It's not, it's not the nicest, but hey, it's his own garden. It's, he can kind of do what he likes in there, but if he is going into pubs and shops and
cafes
flashing,
and buses,
I think maybe I can imagine, because if it is a short kilt and he is hanging out there, he does need to put the mouse back in the house, effectively. I mean, it's just, when you're wearing a kilt though, it's so easy. I remember our friend, the guy that used to flash at Little John's window.
Oh yeah.
Whenever he had a kilt on, he would get his boss out and flash, and it was just a natural thing. I mean, back in the day, okay, we can admit now I was the guy at Little John's window. We can admit that. I remember going out with our mutual friend, and we would wear kilts when we go to see a Scotland game. Mm-hmm. And I'm not condoning this now. We would never get away with it now. But it was a different time back then. I might regret saying this, but it was a different time back then. I'm talking like 1999, 2000. And we'd go out in our kilts. Women would come up to us and they would just put their hand under our kilt to see if we were a true Scotsman. Yep. Or they would ask us for a flash, which we would therefore oblige and flash them, until I think it was me actually came up with the idea of, let's try this out. And the next pub we went into, this woman said to us, give us a flash. And we went, you first. And she lifted up her top and showed us her tits. And then we flashed her. So then that's what we used after that as currency.
Currency.
Can I say that?
As currency.
Should I cut that out? Can I say that? It was 24 years ago. I mean, I'm sure I'm okay to say that on the podcast now.
The interesting phrase you used there was as currency. So were you going up to barmaids and getting your balls out for like a pint of Stella?
Well, I do remember one bartender at the Illicit Still did give me a free beer because she did put her hand up my kilt.
Oh,
yes.
Right, okay. If it was the bartender that our mutual friend used to go out with, I hope she washed her hands before she put up your kilt.
It was indeed. But it was a different time back then, and I'm not using that as a defence or anything, but it was. I would never do that nowadays, obviously. But back in the day, I don't know. Should I cut that out? Am I okay to say that? Do you think
it's fine? I think it's okay. You know, like you never. Yeah. I think what's crucial there is you never offended anybody either accidentally or on purpose. Back in those days,
no, it was all consensual and all, you know, fun and a joke and just Anyway, but this guy, it's not that. He is offending people, and if he is offending people and people have told him that he is offending them, then he has to, you know, curtail his exploits of this. But it's a shame because I do genuinely think, not knowing the guy, but it does sound like he's just a proud Scotsman. He's wearing his kilt. He just likes wearing it and just likes the breeze on his butt cheeks when he's gardening. And don't we all want that, Greg? We want that just lovely airy breeze just wafting through our balls as we're tending to our geraniums. I don't know why I keep coming back to geraniums. The only thing I can think of right now. As we're watering our pansies. That's all we want.
Pulling your rhubarb. I mean, the thing is, it's been a while since I've had a reason to get the kilt and that on. I think the last time I wore it was my sister's wedding when I was an usher, and that was about 4 years ago. But the crucial thing is, like in Scotland, for people who don't live in Scotland, summer tends to be the optimum time where people get married because the rest of the weather can be unpredictable in the summer too, but the chances are you're going to get a decent day to get married. You can get some nice pictures outside. I got married in March and it fucking pissed with rain the entire day. So I don't have any wedding pictures of me and my wife outside the venue, But I do remember the year that we got married, because it was sort of we were at that kind of age where a lot of our friends were getting married too. I think we went to 4 or 5 weddings in the summer. And it's great getting the kilt gear on, but it's pretty heavy and it's quite warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you have to, you know, if you're like leaping around doing like the 8-some reel or something like that, there's a good chance that your laces are going to come undone, and you know, famously kilt laces are about 20 metres long, so somebody on the other side of the room could stand on them and send you fucking flying. But you're going to be roasting, right? You're going to be roasting, and you're going to want to go outside to cool down a wee bit. So this fella's out doing the garden on a nice day with his kilt on. He must be fucking baking. You know what I mean? It's not exactly conducive to tending your garden in the hot weather.
I remember I wore my kilt to, was it a wedding? I think it was a wedding I went to in Dubai.
All right, yeah.
And it would have been like May time. So it's not optimum heat, but it's still fucking hot.
Still pretty spicy, yeah.
And we'd been outside for a while and then we went inside. But you know what it's like? Because you're still sweating.
Yeah.
And you're kind of cooling down, so your body's sweating a little bit more just to get rid of the excess. Mm-hmm. And I remember standing, speaking to people, and it was a wooden floor. And I looked down at where I was stood, and I had a puddle underneath me because there was a drip coming off my balls of sweat.
Fuck's sake. Really?
Yes.
Oh, my life. How do you
That's how hot it was.
How do you explain that? Well, you have all you can do is sort of keep moving, right?
Yeah.
Like a shark.
Yeah, I just kept moving. Just
keep moving like a handsome tartan shark.
Just did exactly what 5 told me to do.
Yeah.
No, just keep on moving.
5 are playing in Dubai in a few weeks, so they are. Yeah.
There's not only 3 of them now, though.
I don't know, maybe. Well, did one of those guys get their fingers cut off by a helicopter? Was that one of the 5 guys? It was A1. Remember A1? They did Take On Me. Did I cover a Take On Me? And I think I remember reading the paper that they were touring and they got out of a helicopter and one of them put his hand up to wave to like fans and the rotors took a couple of these fingers off.
Jesus, I didn't hear about that. Fucking hell.
Shouldn't laugh at that because that is literally my worst nightmare, getting like sliced up by a propeller. So I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah.
No, okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's old gardening commando pensioner.
I always did let you get away with fucking mutton.
Homicide. Fucking homicide.
Finally, in November on episode 87, we covered the 1979 BBC adaptation of John Byrne's The Slab Boys, taking place in the slab room of a carpet manufacturer in Paisley. But in the news, we heard about the hot new holiday destination that Scots are flocking to.
But one of you clattergannets has been in at Miss Walkinshaw's lunch pail. Her sardine and chutney sandwich is covered with raw sienna and her oranges went missing. You greedy pig, so you are. You know she's got a caliper.
My first story is from the Scottish Sun this week, Greg, and the headline reads, Wild Animals. Inside Wild Party Town, Scots can't get enough of, with 80p pints and raunchy clubs. So this kind of ties in with what we've just been speaking about. Scots revellers are jetting off on holiday looking for some all-night partying or flocking to a new destination. Holidaymakers have been known to visit places like Magaluf, Ibiza and Zante for booze-fueled trips like stag do's and hen parties. But now, a different destination is quickly becoming a new favourite with Scots because of its cheap drink and raunchy sex clubs. Scots are now flying to Bulgaria to visit its popular sunny beach area. It used to be known as a sought-after spot for families, but now it is overrun with Scots drunk partygoers. A new E4 show called Emergency on Sunny Beach looks at the party chaos that occurs on the area in a nightly basis. In the 6-part documentary series, local police claim that visitors from Scotland and the UK cause the most problems. The show lays bare the true extent of the trouble visitors cause and looks at what a night in the area looks like. Couples were seen having romps in public streets, while young men stripped naked after having too much to drink in bars and restaurants. They also saw people passed out in the street, whilst a pensioner was staggering around trying to get back to their hotel because they were so drunk. Whilst women strip and go topless on a fairground ride as part of a promotion to get on it for free. On the show, 2 20-year-olds from Edinburgh are filmed covered in cuts and bruises and getting tattoos. Holly, a student, decides to get a tattoo of a butterfly on her tricep, whilst Demi, a caretaker, got the words "smoke weed every day" oh wait, inked across her thigh in Arabic. Demi says on the show, "I can't speak Arabic, but it started a few conversations by the pool. If my family asks, they'll just say it says live, laugh, love." Demi, who was covered in cuts and bruises on her body after giving someone a piggyback whilst intoxicated, she added, "Lesson learned, don't give anyone a piggyback when you're pissed. And don't run when you're doing it, because you'll have to pay a lot of money. Oh, and take out insurance." Others across the UK also star in the show, including a 21-year-old Mason from Essex. I wish he was from Scotland, but hey, we can't have everything here. He told filmmakers, "I'm 21, Essex. So, I'm from Essex. I'm 21, a young buck. I've got a lot of goals, and I'm going to make Sunny Beach my oyster. I want to shag a MILF. And shag loads of foreign birds because I love foreign birds." The town of Bansko is visited by around 100,000 Brits a year due to its 80p pints and bars that sell Viagra jellies. There are also all-you-can-drink nights that cost as little as €30 and hotel rooms that cost the same amount per night. A bar owner also told the documentary that UK partygoers are like wild, filthy animals. The owner of the club said, "The young British lads are like wild animals. Some people try to have sex in their club. Someone's going to be lucky. That's why we also give away condoms so they can practice safe sex." So, I don't know where to start here. Let's start with getting a "smoke weed every day" tattoo in Arabic. And I love Demi clarified, "I don't speak Arabic." But
They could literally say anything. They could say fucking Happy Easter or something. She wouldn't know. Do you know what I mean? She'd have to get somebody who can read Arabic to tell her if it actually says what she thinks it says.
I mean, do you think there's an Arabic translation for Easter, given it is quite a Christian holiday?
Maybe not.
but then is there an Arabic translation for smoke weed every day?
So I suspect, it might say like "Glory be to Allah" or something like that in Arabic on her leg. She's got to feel the right numpty.
Well, she's just going to tell her family it says "live, laugh, love."
Yeah.
So it's fine. Yeah, because that's a lot better.
How funny would it be if that's what it actually said, though?
And what she says, I started a few conversations by the pool. Yeah. What? People saying, what does that say?
No, people probably saying,
she's like,
people probably saying, that looks sore.
yeah, because, you get so much instructions. I got a new tattoo last week, and the list of instructions I get from the woman, and she's like, okay, don't go in the sun, don't go in a pool, don't bath for like 2 weeks, just shower lightly.
Keep it dry, blah, blah, blah.
But the amount of idiots that she's obviously got this smoke weed every day tattoo on her thigh, and then she's lying in the sun and going into a fucking chlorine-filmed pool. Like, that tattoo's not going to turn out well. I'll just say that.
You have to wonder how the conversation went with the tattoo artists. She's like, I want to say smoke weed every day in my leg and that, but it can't be in English because my man dad might see it. What do you recommend? Fuck knows, Arabic.
I guarantee she's literally just put that into Google Translate and yeah, see what it is.
Exactly. Fuck.
In fact, that'd be a good follow-up in terms of obviously. Let's put smoke weed every day into Google Translate, see what it says in Arabic, and then if you could ask someone,
just by the,
do you know,
by the neighbours,
to say what does this say, and we can find out exactly what Demi's tattoo actually says.
Yeah. It probably says, "I am smoking marijuana each day." Like, that'll be the literal translation or something. You should smoke marijuana each day.
And what do you think about Mason from Essex? He wants to shag a MILF and shag loads of foreign birds, because I love foreign birds.
I think that Mason, this might be his first time out of the country, perhaps, without his mum and dad.
Would you try a Viagra jelly?
I don't think... there's an inherent risk there, right? So, like, if you have one for a laugh, you're somewhere on holiday, you're probably going to be wearing shorts, right? Because it'll be warm. You're not going to be going for a night out in a pair of denims. So you have your Viagra jelly, you could be wandering about, they can right numpty all night.
There's something quite ironic about that, because obviously jelly is quite wobbly. But,
exactly.
I wondered if it's a stiff jelly.
Jelly known famously for not holding anything up.
So, is your next holiday destination going to be Sunny Beach in Bulgaria?
Well, I remember when we were, like you mentioned, my old pal Malky earlier on, when we were planning his stag do, because he got married before I did, his best man said, I've been reading about Hungary, about Budapest, and it's like Prague. It's like pints are 60p, and you can get like a steak dinner for like £3 and all this shit, right? So we were like, great, let's go there. It was fucking nothing like that at all. Certainly not in the places that we went. It was just as expensive, if not more expensive, than a night out in Glasgow at the time. But I remember everybody saying that, the first time I ever heard about Prague, it was somebody tell me that you could get a pint for 30p. I should go to Prague and get a pint for like 30p and all that. It turns out not to be the case, but I can't imagine that Sunny Beach is going to be charging, would you say it was like 70p a pint or something for too much longer?
80p a pint, yeah.
I'm sure.
80p. I don't know how much the Viagra jellies are.
I'm sure they'll be putting the prices up weekly, especially now they've been on the telly.
Exactly, yeah. So I might have to watch that and see Demi getting her smoke weed every day tattoo. Good luck to her and our friend who's got the butterfly on her tricep.
You've got his medals in the press and his clays up on the wall.
Is his clays are in the press and
for
his...
God's sake!
And he died for his country!
Okay, Hector, okay. Look, I was only kidding about the 20 sailors. Honest. It was 40.
You bloody bastard!
Well, thank you very much for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that trip through 2023 with Greg and I. If you've seen anything in the news you'd like us to discuss, you can drop us a line on cultureswally@gmail.com or follow us on the socials on Instagram @cultureswallypod or on X, formerly known as Twitter, @swallypod. We will be back with our next regularly scheduled episode in 2 weeks' time, in which we'll be looking at the 1987 BBC drama written by John Byrne, Tutti Frutti. So, from myself and on behalf of Greg, we'd like to wish you all the best for 2024. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your continued support. We will see you next time on the Culture Swally, where we will have plenty more news stories for you and throughout the whole of 2024. So, I'm going to leave you with one of my favourite clips from everything we've covered this year from the 2023 BBC documentary Aberdeen 83, Once in a Lifetime. So, until next time.
Within a couple of hours of leaving Aberdeen, some of the fans had already given up finding their sea legs. 3 20-foot containers packed with beer were stowed below decks. Not bad among 500 fans.
24 extra flights started the almost non-stop air ferry at the crack of dawn. Plane load after plane load were pushed out onto the tarmac.
What are you going to do after the match?
Get drunk. Celebrate.
What happens if we lose?
Still get drunk.